welcome back, guys. This is the GSL. No, it's not. It's the Super Tournament.
Well, it's the GSL Super
GSL Super Tournament. I'm such a bot, man. He just plugged me in, and I'm like, GSL Codas, you guys want fans, and this is a very special tournament because we have 16 players. Over the course of 4 days, we're going to crown one a champion. A very sick lineup. Surprisingly, Gumiho beat Stats 3-1.
Played better.
He did.
There's just not a question that he played better.
Yeah.
Yeah, his decisions were great, his micros, macro. He was really on point. Very exciting stuff. Now, our next matchup, this is a really fun one, right? Because we have the best aggressive Protoss against the brainiest Terran.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, can TY stay alive against the ridiculous precision that is herO aggression?
herO is always the initiator. You're basically playing by his rules, but if you can survive and last long enough, a lot of times you'll outlast him. But TY is all around a very solid Terran. I'd say markedly different from Yun, despite them, when we look at them, probably the two best Terrans in the world right now. They're very easily distinguishable from each other. I'd say TY is overall a very well-rounded player. He seems to be fine against pretty much anything, but nobody really has an easy time against herO's early game.
Yeah, that is for sure right. Like, herO is just so good at mixing up. He's so good at making the match dirty. Like, he wants there to be chaos everywhere, and if there's chaos everywhere, he oftentimes wins in that situation. He just, like, can eke out stuff that other players cannot.
We are moments away from getting this started. It is a best of 5. It's basically best of 5s all the way through the tournament until we get to the finals, which is a best of 7.
That's right.
So, you know, we really get to have games where these guys try their very best, and they better have a lot of strats and a lot of stamina if they're going to make it to this final round.
Well, I mean, your games just come so fast. Like, for instance, let's say that you play tomorrow and you win. You play the next day immediately. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Well, this is a sort of our answer over here at Africa TV to a lot of these weekend tournaments. We're trying something similar to that right here, right now. We just take all these guys and make a marathon through this tournament. Different from obviously a GSL, which takes sometimes 2 months to complete.
Yeah, it's really fun to have this type of thing in Korea. And we're going to have 2 super tournaments this year. I'm not sure the second one will be the exact same format. But so far, I'm loving the format.
Yeah,
I love the fact that we're just going to have, like, up to, let's see, 60, 70, we could have 77 games in the next 4 days.
Yeah, wow.
Between 16 of the absolute best players on Earth.
So, you know, I was saying this earlier with our previous match that we have one player who clearly should win, but then Stats got knocked out versus Gumiho. Let's see what herO can do against TY.
Yeah, well,
this type of tournament format does favor a certain player over somebody who, let's say, just prepares throughout, you know, the course of 2 months. Then again, of course, TY did get to the finals, as did Stats of IEM. Yet here we are again. It's now the other guy, the guy that managed to beat Stats in IEM. He's here now against herO. Gumiho managed to upset there. So I don't know.
It's
I don't
impossible
know if
to
anything
guess
that we
this
know
one,
helps us here right now, Ortosis.
No, nothing helps you when herO's playing, I think, because
That's true.
he mixes it up, like, really crazily. So it's like, I mean, I always slightly lean towards TY beating everybody because he's kind of like the most tactical, strategic Terran on Earth.
Yeah.
And, like, when he does his thing right, when he plays a good game, I'm like, okay, who beats that? Nobody. It's like, okay, well, I mean, Innovation has 3 more Marines than you, but all your stuff's in better position, so I guess you win. Like, there we go, okay? Like, I think that TY playing his best games is probably the best player in the world, but, like, you know, doesn't necessarily have as much. He never looks quite as dominating as some of these other players, I guess, if that makes sense.
Our map lineup is going to be Echo, Daybreak, Newkirk Precinct, Proxima Station, and Whirlwind. I'm curious what builds herO's going to use here. It's not that herO can't play a standard game, but he just usually doesn't. So, what is he going to have in store? herO likes to proxy a lot. He likes to do these rushes. He likes to do these weird techs or just odd 2-base, 3-base timings.
I'll bet almost anything, Tasteless, that on map 1 here, Echo, we see herO do a 1-base like we saw Stats do on the map. It's great for the map. herO's amazing at it. He chose the map to be first. And, like, you don't really want to play macro here. It's very hard to stop drops late game and liberators and stuff. So I think we're going to see him very aggressive, but I think TY will have predicted that and be ready for it.
All right, we have our game now loaded up. Guys, tell your friends to join us here at what's a very special tournament, the Super Tournament. 4 days of StarCraft 2 action here. Out of these 16 players, one will become the Super Tournament champion.
GSL Super Tournament Season 1. Fight!
In the upper left, in the blue, our Protoss player, he is
Root Gaming, herO.
He's switching his options.
I saw that. In the bottom right, in the red.
TY.
Okay. Let's see here. Are you going to throw down a second gas? Doesn't necessarily have to. There are some rushes with just one gas on the map, but TY going gas first, so definitely going to be teching rather quickly. Getting that reactor in factory.
Oh. Happy 18th birthday, Artosis.
Wow.
All right, we're going to let you into your first R-rated movie.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's 18 to get into an R-rated movie, right? Or is
I
it
think
17?
it's 17.
All right. What is it, 18? You can buy cigarettes or something? Isn't there?
Yeah, it's cigarettes at 18.
In the United States,
That's
right?
right.
All right. Well,
yeah.
you'll start smoking, I guess.
Yeah.
Hey.
I guess that
it is Artos' birthday, by the way, guys.
Yeah, pretty sick.
He's not 18.
I'm not quite twice as old as that, but
he may be 34 now?
34.
But he's still 16 at heart.
Yeah, it's like I still basically do the same thing I did back then, which is play StarCraft all day.
Yeah.
I guess I talk about it a lot nowadays. Back then I didn't really have too many friends, Tasteless, so I didn't get to talk as much.
Because I wasn't living near you yet.
Not that I have friends now, but I do have a captive audience watching Twitch. Mute me if you must, but I will continue talking. By the way, herO not going for a quick pylon rush or anything. I thought he would on this map, but we'll see what he goes for.
Well, I think the thing is we have all these players who played against each other so much. And a lot of these other marathon tournaments, you have these people you're up against where you might be in a situation where you're like, oh, I've heard of this guy.
Yeah.
I maybe played him like 4 or 5 times in my career. Mm-hmm. I think I know what to do. These guys have all seen each other's games so much.
Well, this is how much TY is ready for herO, is that he doesn't even send his Reaper across the map. It just sits at home. He's like, I'm waiting for the pylon. I'm not screwing around. I'm gonna kill your probe if he tries to come in here. No probes at this ramp, buddy.
But it seems like herO's already, his reputation has earned him a good position in this game because he's now just macroing up, and we see TY reacting to the same herO that you and I were talking about expecting to see in this game. And herO's not even playing like that.
Look at this. He's going 4-gate Prism.
Yeah. Cool.
This is like a Myung-Shik build that we're looking at right now. Oh, man. This is actually like a very, very dangerous build. Oh, my God.
It's in. He's going to see everything.
If he gets in there...
Okay, no, he saw that, right?
He saw a chrono-boosted Robo for sure. He did not see all 4 gates.
I think he only saw...
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah, look at that. I thought he saw the bottom 2 for sure. I thought when he got launched in the air by that grenade, he would have seen over the assimilator for sure.
I think this is enough for TY, though, to know what's going on. Like, if you see that chrono-boosted Robo right now, like, yeah, it could be an observer. Maybe he's going for 2 base Colossus here, where Liberators rule the skies. But no. He's going across the map immediately with the mine drop, so he can definitely, like, mess up some of the mining here, but the counterattack is going to be brutal, man.
Stalkers are warping in now. Keep in mind, with the Warp Prism and Stalkers out on the map, there's not going to be really anything to help defend against this Widow Mine drop. Now, the Widow Mine drop doesn't completely vacuum the Econ momentum away, but it's definitely a growing problem. It's like a festering wound you got to treat back in the Protoss' base as quickly as possible. He should sack 1 probe. He does, and the mining resumes. But, again, the longer that's there, the worse it's going to get. That was not the way you want to do it. Okay.
Ooh!
Look at that.
Just barely gets it back in there. Okay, so the attack comes in, and TY is woefully unprepared.
Oh, my God. Here we go.
Crazily unprepared here. He's going to lose so many SCVs. Oh, my God.
Yeah, he should get another force field up there.
His econ is just so hurt.
Oh, he got the Adepts up there as well. He's targeting down these tanks. He's ferried in more units over here. There, I don't know, man. There's a lot of workers being killed off here. He's continuing to warp in. The Marines can't quite get underneath the warp prism. Looks like they're going to get microed back. The moment that could have happened, he could even try to ferry these back over here. He gets the Viking. Dude, see, herO is so good with these kind of strats. Now, he did kill one mine. There is a second mine that's over here. He needs to kill that immediately in order to maintain the momentum he's got. 8 probes killed to 21 SCVs massacred.
Yeah, that is a lot of SCVs going down. But the economy of herO is not that good, and it's a somewhat similar position to the game that we saw Stats lose. You know, where it's like, okay, yeah, you've done a lot more damage economically to the Terran player, but his tech is a lot better. You're sitting here with a Prism and Gateway units.
But here's the thing, is that herO is different from Stats, and the herO just does not stop with the aggression normally.
That's a good point.
herO does not go back and play a normal game, and I think that is going to allow him to win this game, especially with that tank being taken out. GG! herO takes game 1.
All right.
You know, it's funny. It's the same herO, but he just didn't do the initial rush we all thought he was going to do, which involved pylons at the front. TY would have been ready for that. Instead, herO mixed it up. Yeah. Came out with a slightly later rush, and TY was just not prepared. Despite the Widow Mines getting broed where the workers were, that did not do anywhere near the amount of damage. It did not halt the economy anywhere near as much as the basically fatal blow that herO committed to TY early on.
The single sentry to force field the ramp was a brilliant move right there. I love that. It trapped the SCVs, because if those SCVs get pulled immediately, TY actually saw his economy, has more SCVs to fight with. He holds that more easily, but like, it's kind of funny that his Reaper died like in millisecond before seeing the other gates. If you see the 4 gates, that is not going to do nearly as much damage. Pull everything in your main base, get a siege tank, retake natural, you know, and you're going to be fine. But herO, you know, using every little tiny thing to his advantage in that game.
Okay, game number 2 is going to be on Daybreak. Now, herO is known for doing a lot of cheese builds, a lot of aggressive builds. He tends, when he wins his games, he tends to win them early on. Maybe PvP is a little bit different in that regard for this, but especially in PvT, he's somebody who likes to get in there and do that damage right away. But how many times can herO do that, really?
Well,
hopefully 3 out of 5. All right, guys, this is game number 2, herO versus TY in our second best of 5 in day 1 of the Super Tournament. In the upper right, in the blue, our Protoss player.
Root Gaming, herO.
How do we get this shot set up so that it looks like they're in an abyss?
It's pretty dark behind them in the cage.
Yeah, it must be. It's the end of the universe back there. In the bottom left, in the red.
TY.
Their chair gets pushed into the black hole behind them if they lose.
Right.
Stats will never be seen
again.
again.
The third game is, it opens up. Player, keyboard, mouse, and the entire studio, you and me included, get sucked in there.
I always wanted to die in a black hole, Tasteless. That was always my dream as a child.
I mean, I would be okay dying in a black hole. My real dream on how I would pass and end my life in this world to be eaten by sharks, but, you know.
But, like,
that's a hard one to pull off.
No, the black hole is kind of cool, though, right? Because if you're falling into a black hole, like, which is also sucking in light, doesn't time warp, and, like, it takes you, like, forever to fall into the hole, and you get stretched infinitely thin, and that's how you die?
I believe so, although I think it's probably just it's probably just really painful for about 30 seconds and then you're dead, but yeah.
Could be that, too.
Yeah.
Maybe. Or maybe it takes like 1,000,000 years, who knows?
Yeah.
You don't know, Tasteless.
Because it depends on how your
mind...
You're not
a physicist.
Because it depends on how your mind would also process that. Would your mind be moving at the normal time, or would it also be moving at what would feel like normal time for you?
Also, how did you get so close to the black hole? Black holes aren't near us.
I took a spaceship.
You took a
stupid. I took a spaceship.
Yeah, that's a good point. Wow, you got me there, Tasteless. Oh man.
Oh man. Well, what is herO going to do this time? We don't have a quick expand here for Protoss.
Yeah, he
just
is...
yet. It's the Stargate and Gateway. Now, looks like he could get a Nexus here, but so far. This definitely does lean towards something involving getting in the Terran space. Note that TY only sent the Reaper down to the bottom, and it's going back up to the center left.
Yeah, he's really looking for something like a proxy Stargate, but herO has made it in his main base, off of one base. So this is going to come before TY is ready, especially considering he's mixing up his build order here, going for that third command center really fast.
I actually can't believe he's doing this.
Yeah, like
I think this is like one of the only things you cannot do against herO.
It's he's trying to like cross his T's and dot his I's. He's like, okay, if there's a Stargate, I'll know because my Reaper will find it near me.
Cross his T's and dotted his Y's.
Yeah. Oh, you're funny. This is such a problem. He's going to reduce the Marine count so that his Oracle flies in and wins the game. Like, the amount of damage the Oracle is going to do is really, it's high.
There's nothing sadder than watching a Marine that really can't kite a mothership, try to kite a mothership when it's just over it.
It's crazy.
It's like, it's never going to work, buddy.
Jeez.
Look at this.
Like, herO is so sneaky to make a one base Stargate in your main. Anyone who goes one base Stargate, they're like, well, we'll put it on the map. It's one base. I got to do the damage.
Whoa!
Oh, that was a mistake. But look at this.
It's all right. Check this out.
All your Marines are dead.
Revenge.
All your Marines belong to Oracle.
For the Mothership Core.
For the Mothership Core.
Oh, man.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, boy.
Look at that damage.
Yeah.
And he kills every Marine as it pops out. If Oracles didn't...
It's too bad these barracks weren't just synced up a little bit better so all 3 Marines would pop out. It might be a different game, guys. GG! herO, in awesome tournaments done quick, has now already gone 2-0 against TY.
Dude, that was next level mind games, his strategy to make the Stargate in his main base off of one base. TY, the reason, like, he didn't throw down the third command center until the Reaper was already out, like, kind of looking. He's like, okay, we'll see if an Oracle's going to come, because that's what he's afraid of. Anything else he's going to kind of hold against Marines, right? But Oracle, that quick? Oh, man.
Wow, this is, I hope that TY can come back, but right now herO is looking unstoppable. And this is also one of those moments psychologically as a player like TY, like, everything is going wrong.
He's like, whatever.
Like, he's going to request a break, stand up while he's on camera, and his fly is going to be down. I mean, this is just, everything is going wrong for TY. I don't know how you can even try to recalibrate and get ready. Give the 3-0 this guy who is notorious for ending games immediately.
Pretty crazy stuff.
I wouldn't even be shocked if he actually did that exact same strat in game 2.
SuperTournament Season
If he just did the same thing again,
yeah.
He's going to be looking for proxies again. He's like, oh my god, here we go.
Oh, man.
Anyways, guys, herO 2-0 against TY. The first to get 3 wins is going to move on to the round of 8. In the bottom left, in the blue, he is
Root Gaming, herO.
This might be the battle of the 2 most handsome StarCraft 2 players.
Zest isn't in this match.
Well, that's true. You gotta have a 1v1v1. In the bottom right, in the red.
TY.
I'm liking this octagon setup we got.
Yeah. This is really cool.
We're getting some cool camera shots with
The only
this.
thing we're missing is Zest in his underwear carrying a round sign.
Carrying a what sign?
A round, like round 3.
Oh, yeah. Excellent.
He's just walking back and forth.
That's all we needed.
This 8-pack. All right. Well, this is a pretty quick series so far, Tasteless, I have to say.
Look at this. He gets a Nexus right away. I feel like really herO's kind of doing everything right as far as build order picks.
Yeah, he's altering his play enough that it's like just impossible to guess
like
exactly.
Always one rotation ahead of whatever TY is reacting to. Because you notice in both games, TY was attempting to preempt what the presumable cheese or build would be from his opponent, and like what actually ended up happening both games was that herO actually preempted what TY was preempting.
Yeah, it feels like herO has a really good read on other players' reads on him.
Yeah.
Because he does become occasionally the most predictable player. There are times where it's like, herO, we already know you're going Oracle this game.
Yeah.
There are definitely times like that.
And we know where you're going to make that, too.
And he'll fall into small slumps because of that. Because there's definitely times where herO is like the best Protoss on Earth. And then he'll have this little slump where it's like, okay, dude, everyone figured you out, okay? Like, you keep doing the same thing. You do it very well, but now people know. And he has come into Super Tournament, and he has shuffled everything around. And he's, like, super ready for Super Tournament. And it's super cool to watch. And this match is super fast.
A superb analysis, Artosis.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, let's see if TY can even get into mid-game here. Because really, we haven't really actually allowed TY to get the pieces set up so that he can play the strategic and tactical mid and late game that he wants to play, where he really shines.
Yeah, he doesn't get to do anything he wants in this series.
Basically, every game we've had so far, it's TY getting rocked and then knocked out a few minutes later by herO.
Huh.
herO's basically like one of those like characters that casts several illusions of himself, and you have to fight all the illusions at once, and you're just looking at the hit point bars to see which one actually does damage to the boss meter.
It's like Shadow Link or something.
Yeah.
Oh man. That would have been like, I was just imagining, what if that shade came in directly under that command center as it was trying to land? I'm like, does he have that timed out? That he makes you make your command center somewhere else and then stalls it from landing? Oh my god.
Oh, that would be pretty sexy,
that would be
man.
That
would be too cool.
Well, that's fan fiction is what that is.
Yeah, that is.
It's like, wow, he just knows everything.
This is the best manga ever. He's doing a good job killing these workers.
Yeah.
Looks like he's going to get almost 4.
This was a really cool move because he just let the Reaper like patrol outside the base for a little bit.
Whoop.
Presumably just knowing that the Adepts will go across the map immediately.
Oh, didn't get the Viking. Ah, you're crazy. He's still going to go for it.
It's dead.
Nope. That's not stats playing. That's
okay,
a difference.
Finally, I see a pro gamer lose their Oracle to Widowmine. Okay, whew. The game is still played. It's still the same game I play.
It still looks kind of like the games that we play. Yeah.
But look at this Reaper. This Reaper is insanity. 5 kills. Much more than the Oracle. Okay, second Oracle, though. Let's see. Gets in before the mine is reset.
And let's see if he actually loses this the same way. He shouldn't, but...
No, he should know that's coming right back.
Okay, so he's going to loop around here.
Yeah,
not a bad start. I don't think this has done the remarkable amount of damage that we've seen from several of herO's other games. The Oracle is now going to be headed back over here. Looks like the Phoenix is going to get a lift, so the Adept can come in here and get the kill when it lands.
All right, let's see if it does. Yeah, it will. Very good. The third command center already coming up for TY, so I do very much like that he's getting that so quickly. Of course, herO's taking a quick one as well. But
even though in a PvZ we see some of the longest games ever on this map, PvT we actually see some pretty short ones.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a pretty down and dirty matchup with a lot of fighting over that third base area.
Yeah, it's like the fact that the third, if you take it there, is very pushable, and then if you take the other third, it's really hard to defend drops in your main plus attacks on your third. So it's like you have to choose which one you want to end up dealing with, and either one is going to bring the game to a head pretty quickly. So Siege Tank on the way. See how many Siege Tanks he actually ends up making here.
And TY should be pushing with this no matter what. I don't believe he's just getting these tanks to defend. I think he actually does want to come out here. He wants to try to pressure that Nexus. Now, keep in mind, herO does have these Oracles and these Phoenixes to try to force the Terran back, and that was a good tag, because not only did I get the Vikings, so we can watch that, but it's on the tank too. So if a push does start, we know. Or rather, herO knows.
By the way, I think that we're in a very important game right now.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hold the phone.
In the Super Tournament?
2 more gases coming up, and we only have Marines being made out of a reactor. This could be a BC build.
Oh,
this could be a
cool.
battlecruiser build. The more I'm looking at this...
Nathaniel's just got a heart palpitation when you said that.
Okay, yeah, with this many turrets going up and stuff and Siege Tanks still being made, Tasteless, I think that we're going to see battlecruisers. He did do this against Classic in SSL Challenger, and it is very hard to play against. A lot of people... The thing is, no one really has a lot of experience playing against this. TY actually had a ladder account on the Korean server where he did it like every game, basically. So he's got more experience than basically any Protoss has against this.
Let's assume that that's going to happen. I think first we have to identify, is TY going to be able to deal with some of this Adept Phoenix pressure? Because herO's definitely got his own agenda this game. And I don't think he's going to be stopping. We don't have... Okay, no, I'm sorry. He does have a full wall off. I thought there wasn't that extra depot down there.
With the Siege Tanks, this many turrets, and the Vikings, I don't think the lifts can really get off on the Siege Tanks for long enough. Like,
I think
this first Adept bust has to do it. Like,
and
if this doesn't
especially
work...
with the Liberator set up over there, well, let's see. Adepts can be kind of funny, but it would appear it would appear
it's
that...
the best said thing I've ever heard. Okay, he's going to sit this on the depot, I bet you.
Oh,
yep, that's
my
perfect.
God.
Perfect play. That is exactly what you have to do.
Okay.
Oh, my God. He is so smart and so good it doesn't even make sense.
This is so cool. All right, well, he gets the Adepts in there. He's now going to micro back. There's one! Widowmine that does connect over there. Now the Vikings can get a little bit abusive with the range here. Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Wow, he is really going for broke right now, flying right into these turrets. He's trying to take down the Vikings.
Now note, he actually kills all the Marines, so I guess the Adepts will kill this on the ground anyways. Now there should be more Adepts warping. He needs to target that tank. What?
Okay, he's only actually lost 7 SCVs?
And he hasn't killed these tanks yet.
Yeah, okay, well, there's a hell of a lot more Adepts coming in, Tasteless, so
he
there's
doesn't
still
have vision
time.
of that high ground.
Yeah, that siege tank on the high ground really is saving grace.
Okay, so, I mean, it's not like herO's failed here, but I think this was everybody expected this to do a little bit more damage. And these Adepts are still taking so much damage from what was basically, oh my god, this hurts my eyes. Okay, he's going to back up now. He's taken a lot of damage. Let's see if he can actually get in there. herO's still applying the pressure. By the way, it's 61 SCVs to 85 probes, just so we're all on the same page here. Oh, he gets inside anyways.
This is good chasing.
We've been watching the bottom depots the whole time, but that wasn't really that important, herO's.
Okay, he's getting a lot of SCVs
Does he have any more Phoenixes? Did he lose those?
I think he lost all of them. He's making a Void Ray.
Okay.
And he's actually making 2 Forges, which I don't super like as a follow-up.
And now we watch a Liberator versus Adepts, the longest game of tag ever.
herO is backing off. 4th Nexus,
is he
Forges, upgrades. Well, he's still going to harass them, but he's transitioning. Okay. He's ready for the longer game now. Okay, so he's killed, I believe, 27 SCVs overall. TY's economy is still pretty solid. Banshees on the way. Not what I was expecting. But kind of a neat thing to see out of TY. That does add a lot of damage.
Well, sorry. Excuse me, I just choked on my drink. Yeah, you know, if the Phoenixes were knocked out of the game, he might not have a direct answer to Banshees.
Yeah,
and this just could be one of those moments where the Banshees fly in, and then TY's like, and all the probes die.
You know what's super funny about this? I have not seen anyone do this with a BC strategy, because I think eventually we'll see BCs probably, but you can get Banshee speed with the same tech path, right? So if he gets Banshee speed, and then he has speed Banshees are very hard to catch for anything. You kind of need to tag them with an Oracle maybe, or have speed observers and Phoenixes, or speed Banshees are one of the quickest things that there is. So he could definitely fly around, get a bit of damage done, considering he killed all those Phoenixes. He's not going to expect there to be Void Rays out. There are 4 Void Rays for some reason, but it's not what you would think.
Now he's showing the Banshees here, and he is going for BC Zertosis.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, so BC play. A lot of people do have trouble with it, but I think that people haven't figured out perfectly how to play against it yet. Hold on, though. There's Void Rays coming. This is actually pretty important what he can get done with this.
Not a great angle for these Void Rays, actually sharing turret damage.
Yeah. That was quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, that was...
Now they can't do anything, but I think that when you're playing against someone that's going BCs, I think strategically the right thing to do, you need to have a good amount of harassment units, like Blink Stalkers, and you need to be pressuring, and you need to make 5 Nexuses. Just make them everywhere, because BCs can't really attack for a long time. They can harass.
Broodlords. Broodlords kind of, you start to play the game where you're like, well, I'm going to really have to tax this unit to the point where they have to go everywhere, and they're not that fast. I can counter you.
Yeah.
I can continue to expand, and your BCs can't really directly leap across the map and get a kill.
Yeah.
The same way, without risking it being lost or risking the counterattack from the Protoss doing more damage more quickly than your BCs are doing to the Protoss. So let's see how this goes. Now, it's a pretty standard ground army right here for the Protoss. He's got a lot of Stalkers and Adepts. He's got a Warp Prism with that. He's going for Dark Templars. The 2 BCs are actually headed over here towards the main. They are going to get spotted by this Phoenix, which is patrolling this area right over here.
Thing is, he's going to be able to jump out. So, this is super safe for TY to move over here and do something. Now, you do need to be pressuring like this. I don't think he can actually kill TY. That's a great cancel.
He denied the command center. That's something.
Yeah, that's really good.
Is the base at the upper right naked? I don't think there's anything actually defending that.
It could be a planetary. I'm not sure. I would imagine it's planetary. I see a turret that's in the middle line.
I think he's actually going to commit here. So we have these Void Rays out here. Now, Yamato Gun's going to make quick work of that. But with the Adepts coming on top of these siege tanks, if he can just gun down every single tank, which he doesn't, unfortunately for him, he picked a wrong spot to try to pick a fight there. Basically, Terran's fine.
Yeah, like, the thing is, he's building towards a late game.
No planetary over here yet.
That herO won't be able to kill unless he really hurts the economy over and over and over. But the thing is, if TY is just patient and eventually takes half the map, he's more efficient.
And here's the thing, if you could take out any of these, good targeting there underneath that. If you could just target down a few of these BCs, though, it just slows everything down. And getting this command center, I still think herO's actually okay.
Yeah, yeah. For right now, I would definitely agree. The thing is, like, if you eventually suck up half the resources with TY's strategy, you can still win this. Like, this game, guys, if TY ends up winning this, I would imagine this game is going to be 40 minutes long.
Yeah, this is you just trying to
I think herO's going to take it, but, like, if TY could theoretically still win.
This attack is coming in here right now. Now, there is a lot of Liberators, but so many Stalkers under here, they're just going to one-shot these Liberators down.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's going to try to recall these back over here. They do get back, and I guess there are SCVs. I don't believe they're actually repairing. Instead, they are attacking. Yeah, that's it. GG. herO 3-0's TY. Wow.
Yeah,
herO. herO.
Dude, that was super aggressive. Great play from herO.
herO says, keep those battle cruisers in the single player, sucker.
Yeah. I'm kind of sad that that game went so quickly and so herO favored because
it would have been more fun to actually see TY get those BCs.
Yeah.
We could all really learn and see, especially with a player of TY's caliber, how he does that.
Well, he took out Classic in like a long, really good game, but herO just like add the edge, continue to jump on top of him. That one adept shading in on top of the depot to hold the depot so that the other adepts could shade in. Because you see all the adepts coming, you're instantly raising everything, right?
Yeah.
You see one adept.
That was so sick.
It was like, that was magnificent. That was just awesome.
And TY, even though he did eventually hold that, the BC Tech was cool, but once you have enough Stalkers and Adepts like that and they take out those other command centers, it's so hard for the Terran to successfully crawl out. And even in that moment, you could see when the BCs were sent out, herO goes, all right, I got this.
Yeah.
He goes right in there, gets on top of the tanks, gets under the Liberators. Look, you got a lot of high damage units, Liberators, tanks, and obviously the battle cruisers, but that's not going to be enough if they're not all there together at once. If they're having to come in increments like that, eventually the Protoss just wins.
Yeah, and jumping back on top of those Stalkers there with the BCs, you're not really utilizing your high ground advantage that much. Yeah. He lost a lot of tanks early on. Like, if herO hadn't done that early damage, especially the shade into the natural, I think that's really the move that allowed herO to win with gateway units, which is what he was really aiming for that game.
So those are our results for our second best of 5. 3-0, herO moves on to the round of 8. We're going to go to a short commercial break. When we come back, our third best of 5 in day 1 of the Super Tournament.